Is there anything you'd like to talk about, preferably about docs?
Nope. I'm just I used to contribute, or I contributed a little bit at PyCon to the docs, and I want to get back into it.
All right. So if you have anything where you would like to contribute, we can look at that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll do the normal thing here.
All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna look at PRs. I mean, I'm probably just gonna stick around and see what's up,
All right.
or look at issues. I mean.
Right, so earlier we added a summary of source characters here, and now there are a few reviews. So Carol reworded a paragraph, which I think is great, so let's commit that. And for the rest, I'll do it locally. So I'll switch to my branch. Probably need to rebase. Huh, no. I'm on a wrong branch. Ain't I? I'm pulling the wrong branch. Should pull this one. Get Carol's changes. Yep, there it is. Should be authored by Carol, not by me. Anyway, so review for this commit. There's a note about what a stream is, and apparently the note isn't needed, so let's get rid of it. Yep. Copying things from GitHub is getting harder and harder. So stream is not needed. We don't need to explain it. Next up, for list tables, it can be useful to alternate the list markers. All right. So we have this giant list table, and I guess we need to change one level of the markers to dashes. Hopefully that won't change the meaning. Not sure if you're familiar with list tables.
Me?
Yeah.
I am not. Are you showing? Or are you supposed to be sharing the screen?
I am.
Oh, I can't see it.
I guess that's the problem, right?
Yes.
Sorry for that.
All right, there we go. Thank you.
No, I am.
No problem.
All right, so we have this list table, which in the text it appears as a list, but then it gets turned into a table when the documentation is rendered. So normally in restructured text, tables have a syntax where you need to put in you need to draw the table from dashes and other kinds of lines. So I always like to use this list table syntax. because then I can word wrap the individual cells. When something changes, I don't need to reformat the columns of the whole table and so on. And this list table has lists in each cell, so there are 3 levels of lists in the source, which make it makes it a bit
what does
special.
it look like visually?
Just built it.
Okay.
So let's look at what it looks like. Where's my browser here? So it should be in reference, lexical analysis, build HTML, reference, lexical analysis. It looks like this. It's stable.
So is it like kind of, it's basically key value trying to denote what goes to what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, is there like a different alternative that this is preferred over? It's just like,
I don't know of one.
Okay, so this is
I mean, this is special because it's an end-to-end mapping, basically. You can have multiple things here and multiple things here. I guess you could do this as a definition list, but I don't think it would be very clear to do that.
Okay.
I think a definition list would just look like this. I'm not sure if you can put multiple stuff in the start.
No, looks like it failed.
Probably needs a blank line. My structured text tends to do that.
Yeah,
Hello, Blaze. I can hear you, but you're very soft.
I think it would be indent. I think that definition lists have to be indented.
Yep. So the definition needs to be not indented, and then the rest can be indented. So I guess it would be. Like
Yeah, it's
this.
like the way glossaries work, for example.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love Python. I love contributing to docs, but restructured text is not my best friend.
It takes some getting used to. But can you have a list and the definition of?
Yeah, this is just like a hypothetical. Like I was wondering if there's like, this is like a new thing that's like being preferred, or just no.
No, it's pretty
Or
old, and not. Oh, now it gets turned to list. So, yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, but list tables are pretty old. They were always like an alternative to alternative syntax for tables. I don't think they're maintained very much. There's like a big list of to-dos in the utils documentation about what list tables could look like. But I think it's a really neat way to write tables. I don't know if we have somewhere in the documentation. Oh, well, we do have tables. Like traditional restructured tables in the documentation would look like this.
Is that like a one-to-one table?
Oh, that's a table.
Okay.
So
you said list tables were end-to-end.
No, this particular one is end-to-end. That's why it has like lists in every cell. But in general, restructured text tables look like this, which means if you add something that's longer than anything that was in the column, the table needs to grow and you need to reformat the whole thing. and then the table grows to be very wide and it doesn't fit on the screen. Whereas if you make a list table, you can like everything is its own line. You can put anything in the cells and it doesn't affect the rest, which is pretty neat. Alright, so I've changed the list markers for list tables. I think it's really neat that Adam is thinking about list tables. The next one is non-ASCII character too broad here. Not all characters can form valid identifiers, which is true. So here I said non-ASCII character. So if the next character in a piece of Python source is non-ASCII, it can start a name or a prefix string or bytes literal. So this is ASCII letters and non-ASCII characters. And yes, non-ASCII characters is too wide. But the interesting thing here is non-ASCII character is either part of a name or it's inside a comment or a string, or it's invalid. So if I say here the tokenizer is looking at the next character and deciding what the next token can be, and if it sees a non-ASCII character, it can only be a name or an identifier. So let me formulate that. A name.
Do I sound better now, or is it still very soft?
It's a lot better.
Yep, I can hear you perfectly now.
Thanks. That's the downside of having a really high-end audio setup here.
I have a very low-end audio setup right now because we've just moved, so boxes everywhere.
Actually,
I have
your voice
a,
sounds very good.
I have a cheap Amazon microphone that is regarded by Reddit as the best cheap Amazon microphone. And,
Sounds pretty good.
And I coupled together a 5.1 channel surround sound setup in my computer room, which is also my bedroom, out of used stuff, and it's actually kind of nice. Better than the audio system in the media room.
Misha, I remember you from PyCon. How nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Just so you know, it's Micah. But I do remember you from PyCon. Yeah.
Micah, yeah, that's right. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you. I'm trying to find docs issues that are not too difficult that no one is already working on, and it seems like they don't exist.
Yeah, those get taken pretty quickly.
How do I? Is there like a way to set up GitHub notifications for only issues that are tagged as easy and docs?
I don't know.
I guess I don't need I'm willing to take on a bigger docs project as long as I can understand it. String examples. So is that like the doc strings in the code, in the source?
No, sorry. So there is a very long-running set of PRs that are derived from an effort to put in examples for the various string methods in standard.
So methods that you call on a string, okay.
Yeah, and so what happened was, kind of a long story. This guy did a really nice mega PR, but when PRs are really big, they often take a long time to get approved, and so I tried updating it and then ran into that problem, and so so people have been basically chipping in, doing like one example at a time, so that they get the changes get approved more quickly.
Okay.
I'll send you.
So
I'll send you a link to an example. An example of an example.
would this be like a PR review, or would I be making a PR?
No, sorry. Yeah. Probably not explaining this properly. When you make really big changes, when you change lots of things within a PR, it often takes longer to get reviewed. And
so people are taking the PR and breaking it up into smaller PRs.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. I was just reading about PEP 810 yesterday. It's pretty interesting stuff.
What?
PEP 810.
PEP 810.
Lazy imports. Is that what it is? Is it 810? I think so. Yeah, lazy imports.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fun reading. Okay, so hopefully this will render nicely. So we're losing a node and
hello. Wow, I see that
syntax.
there are like 5 people right now, with me included. Nice.
Yeah,
everybody.
it's getting crowded here.
Yeah, I mean those streams are really good. So I really wish it gets even better. I mean, even more people. Yeah. Like, it's really fun.
Blaze, what did you say the link was for the PR that people are trying to split up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. They're just so pretty. Yes. Stand by.
No problem.
By the way, I think I will want to like translate this like actually I don't even know how to like phrase it, but like all these new pages about syntax and tokens and stuff like that to Polish. It will be really good.
Sorry, you dropped out for me. Could you repeat it?
Yeah, I think I'll try to translate it to Polish.
Yeah. Well, needs to get in the main branch first, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I don't know,
So,
are you
okay.
translating 314 as well?
I mean, I usually don't have the time for it, but like this one, I think it's gonna be fun enough for me to like actually make a special case and like really do it.
That'll definitely be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder if it would be worth it to rewrite the name documentation again and say that, you know, we have uppercase, lowercase, letters, underscore, digits, and any non-ASCII characters, and that can form a name. And then we get to what the valid names are and get into all
Could
this
you scroll
Unicode
up a little? What
madness.
is oh wait, besides A through Z, lowercase, wait, no, that wasn't it. This is something, and besides the first character, digits 0 through 9. What does it mean besides the first character? It's not on this.
So you can
Yeah,
you
except
can
for the first
have
character.
name 8, but you
Oh,
as a variable name, but you cannot have the
name.
other way.
Okay. Why is that?
Why is that? So this is traditional and it comes from C identifiers. And C, of course, is like a very old language implemented in assembly where the parser needed to be very simple. So the simple rule is if it starts with a digit, it's a number. Right, and it can be like numbers can have letters inside them, but if it starts with a number, if it starts with a digit, it's a number. And if it starts with a letter, then it's an identifier. Right, so this way the original C parser, which needed to be very simple to program, could just look at the first thing in an identifier, or first byte back then that it saw, and determine what the type of the token was.
Oh, I've just learned that it uses NFKC normalization. I think there was also a second one, like NFKD or something like that.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
Yeah, like I need to check what are the differences. What are the like implications of this? Yeah, there's NKD.
NFC, NFKC, NFD, NFKD.
Yeah.
And
To check what the differences are. I'm very curious.
well, if
Perhaps
everybody
like
else is
NFD.
curious as well, we can go into that.
Yeah.
So if we use NFC, that's normal form composed. So if you have a character like C with a caron, like that, let's make a list out of this, right? So if it's composed, you get the diacritics on the letter as a
like
single character.
Together, yeah.
If you do D, then they're decomposed, and you have the base character, and then the diacritic. Yeah. Here I have a hook on quote. So this is a combining.
Oh yeah,
caron.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
So if you decompose the character, it just splits things. Actually, like this.
I don't think it should look this way, should it?
So if you have like a FF, whoa, that doesn't decompose even.
I mean, a case fold would make it two Fs, right?
Also the K here. So K stands for compatibility. It's not C, it's K because C would clash. So the forms with the K will take characters like the FF ligature and split those out into
Yeah, that's what
multiple letters.
casefold does, which is particularly useful for like case insensitive comparisons, contrary to the simple lower. Right?
Yeah. That will do that as well.
Yeah.
So the compatibility things with the K will get rid of some weird characters, like, I don't know.
What does F mean though? Normalization form, right? NF.
Yes, normalization form. So this is a circled digit 1, and the compatibility normal form just turns it into a regular 1.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. Awesome. I didn't know that. No, I just know it's great.
Right, so where were we? Oh yeah, I was thinking about the names. So do you think it would be useful to just start saying that everything with ASCII letters, underscores, and digits, and any non-Unicode character will form a name, and only then say which names are valid? It's probably a tough question to answer.
Again, please? Like, could you ask again? Sorry,
It's probably a tough question to answer if it's not written down, right? So let me do this. Let me check if I've pushed things. Everything's in order. So let me merge this. I probably need to put a bunch of co-author by here, right? So traditionally, everybody on the stream gets a co-author by line. But there are some new people, so if you could join the chat and tell me what your preferred name and address is, just in case you want to be credited on this pull request.
I didn't contribute, so I'm not doing that.
1 moment, I'm make sure that's the right email. Yeah, I should do it. Thank you.
No problem. Even if you're just lurking, your presence is appreciated, and you definitely can have a line in the Git history.
Oh, actually, I have something very, very small to merge in Python right now. So.
All right.
It's a documentation update in pprint. And Raymond Hettinger accepted the PR. I mean,
Wow.
it's kind of off topic, but if you want to take a look and perhaps merge it, then that would be awesome.
That's quite an accomplishment. Get him to accept it.
I mean, right? I'm honored to have like an accept from Raymond. That's really good. Yeah, so that's the PR. And the issue was by Eric B. Smith, so it was not even my issue. So.
Interesting thing I just noticed. I just tried. Oh goodness. I just tried to download the EPUB documentation because I was reading the issue or like the discussion on Discourse about how we're no longer offering PDF documentation, and the EPUB crashed ocular.
Ooh. Is it too big?
No, it's 6 megabytes. But it will, or it's 8.5 megabytes according to my file manager, but it will not open. How do I tell if that's just like an ocular issue? I guess I could download a different EPUB. C++, or no, C, documentation EPUB.
Let's look at that. I mean, if it crashes, it's definitely an ocular bug. So where
or is like the documentation not built properly? It's probably ocular realistically, but you never know.
So I'll save that to
But
temp.
if you go, I'll send the link in the thread. I'll try opening 3.13. That's an interesting idea. Let's download that.
I don't have Ocular installed. Well,
3.13 does not open either. Interesting. Let's go to like 3.7. Yeah, it sounds like an ocular bug.
does Ocular
'Cause none of them seem to be opening.
does Ocular read EPUBs?
It does. I believe it's like part of the point of ocular, although I could be mistaken.
Oh, this doesn't.
Maybe,
Archive not found. It's not been built yet. So maybe for 3.14.
Ocular, the universal document reader. Ocular allows you to read PDFs, comics, and EPUB books, browse images, visualize Markdown. Yeah, okay. Oh, package has not been updated since 2012.
That might be an issue.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna need to use something other than Ocular, which is unfortunate because the UI is so nice.
Okay. Ocular is taking its time on my box.
Interesting. I mean, for me, I didn't leave it for too long, but it just didn't load. And when I tried to open it from the UI, it just stops responding.
Oh well. It might be that it's too. Oh, that's not this one. It might be that it's too big.
I mean, I've downloaded ebooks that have images in them, and they're dozens of megabytes. Interesting. Like I have a weird use case for PDF documentation and like easy to use forms of offline documentation, which is I fly fairly often, and often internet is expensive or not an option.
Well,
and being able to actually write code without having to download an HTML version of the docs. Oh, it just loaded. Goodness gracious.
It is giant.
That's not the problem. I think or maybe it is.
Yeah.
But it's
so if you have a book with illustrations, like each illustration is just a rectangle that gets filled with pixels when you look at it. But this whole thing is, well, EPUB is basically HTML in a zip file. So when you open it, it needs to lay out the entire documentation.
Are PDFs more efficient?
Yeah, in PDFs, the stuff is already laid out. So in PDFs, you have pages, and every letter goes on a particular spot on a particular page. EPUB.
So I know I'm late to the party of not having PDFs anymore. But like, just for context, like, what was? I mean, why is it difficult to just take all the existing HTML docs and just make them a PDF? I mean, as part of the build process. I mean, I get that it's resource intensive, but isn't?
Yeah. So that was not my decision. So
Okay.
as a representative of the CPython project, I'll just say it is that way. Sorry.
Okay. But it's still possible to build them on my own, right? I saw that somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
It
absolutely.
is, but you do need to have LaTeX installed with a bunch of awkward dependencies, which
Okay,
I guess
I
is
mean-
part of the problem. So if you would like to help this situation, I would recommend looking into converting HTML to PDF. Come up with a process to basically print out the HTML pages on a server, like with Playwright or Selenium or something like that. And if we can run it in Docker, we can start using that to generate PDFs.
I actually have a fair amount of experience with web scraping and Docker, so I could do that.
Yeah.
Huh.
If you want a
Okay,
project,
yeah.
there's one.
Yeah, I guess that's my project that I'm assigning to myself.
Actually,
Thank you.
I think
Yeah, there are docs build scripts.
I have a different take.
Okay.
So first of all, are you familiar with LaTeX? With LaTeX?
I know that it's a really weird thing for writing really complicated document stuff, and that's kind of it.
Okay, so you should learn about LaTeX. So
Okay.
basically, it's a programming language, and it's a whole development environment. It's basically what many years later became PostScript. You know,
And PostScript is what, among other things, printers use, right? On Linux?
yes.
Okay.
Well, right. So I sort of half jokingly tell people that building a LaTeX environment is something that every developer should do once in their life. It's a little bit, well, I guess basically my take is that the PDFs that are built from LaTeX actually do have some some particular benefits that you don't get if you build from HTML. However, the CI/CD for the current LaTeX PDF builds is slow, really, really, really slow. So,
What are some of the benefits that you get from that?
So, well, the first thing is LaTeX is it'll work forever. It runs on every platform. It's like Emacs. It runs on every platform, and it will work forever as long as there are computers.
As long as there are computers and people who want to
As long
spend
as there
hours
is-
setting up a dev environment?
Yeah.
Well, yes, exactly.
Okay.
The other thing is that the documents, LaTeX that was written, 30 years ago, still works today without modification.
So
So if you
that is a cool thing in theory, but in practice, I mean, if you're downloading Python docs, like if I wanted to download Python docs, I'm downloading latest or maybe the previous version.
yeah, so okay, so
I'm not downloading Python 2.7.
No, I
docs.
don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
a little bit older than you, and I have seen some really weird shit happen in my day. So
I mean,
so I think that
Yeah.
it's difficult. So I think what I'm trying to say is that if you write something in LaTeX, the first thing is that you don't have to ever worry about it about it not being readable. But that's
Well, that's not really the case anymore. So now LaTeX has an ecosystem of libraries that each
Yes.
get updated, and if you don't have the correct version, you will get a different result. And of course, you have improvements to the LaTeX engines like Unicode support that, have different backwards compatibility guarantees.
The other advantage to LaTeX is that you can change you can do a lot to change the layouts, and you can customize those layouts for different types of devices, and you can do a lot of that stuff at runtime, like when you render it.
Yep.
So the current default LaTeX templates are not really that interesting, but I can show you examples of some that I've worked on that are, that make it look like a real book.
So, what you're saying is there are advantages to using LaTeX that aren't necessarily present with a simpler build system.
Oh, sorry. I think what I'm trying to say is that we know how to build stuff quickly from HTML, so it is a lot faster and lighter weight to simply take the HTML and transform it into a PDF. And I'm not saying that it's I'm not disagreeing with the decision to not provide the PDFs, but I think what I'm pointing out is that creating a CI process that makes the PDFs build quickly and cheaply will help us leverage all of the work that's already been done in LaTeX. And so that may be a better way to do it, because you can then repurpose. That knowledge is useful.
You're suggesting that it would be better to not build from, but like just to take the HTML and basically transpile it to a PDF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then it's going to look like a web page that was printed.
Okay.
Well, so nowadays if you write HTML, you put some CSS on it to make it look pretty, you can pretty much get the similar output as with LaTeX. And the differences really matter to printed books rather than documentation. Like the typography you can get from LaTeX is still much better than with HTML, but that doesn't really matter here. So yeah, I would
feel like,
and yeah, HTML and CSS is also backwards compatible.
What was the last version that had PDF documentation that worked? Oh, 3.12? Looks like, okay. Yeah. Let's take a look. Oh, it's in a zip file. Interesting. Oh, that's because it's many PDF documentation files. Okay.
That's because it's
I guess makes sense. You
September.
don't want it to be all in one. Let's look at how to regex.
Yeah, the organization of the PDF downloads.
Yeah, this is a little unusual. Like how to regex, and then is very specific, and then you have using.pdf. Python setup and usage, which is kind of like all of it.
Yeah, you basically have all these chapters, except how-tos are split into individual ones.
I mean, I guess that makes sense from a theoretical standpoint, but it doesn't really make sense practically.
Yeah.
C API.
Yeah, I think for your own benefit, like for your overall understanding of the history of computing, building a LaTeX environment is
I think
an exercise that will, yeah.
I think I did it once without really understanding what I was doing. I was just, copying and pasting from the ArchWiki. And a bunch of other resources because, yeah. I definitely, right, I remember there's like this open source guide on how to bake sourdough. And they say, I think it's in if you want to download the PDF, you pay them, or you can download the source and build it yourself.
Oh, that's interesting.
They make it like
I love
that.
sourdough.
Yeah, I do too. I've never used the guide because I couldn't figure out how to build it. But no, I think they do offer downloads. What was it? It's called this sourdough open source. I'm probably gonna find it from there. Sourdough framework. That's what it's called. They do offer releases, if I recall. Oh, right. They wanted my email address, and I decided not to. And I decided to try to build it on my own. They have a Docker environment. I don't know why I tried to do it manually. Anyways, so yeah, I think I've tried to do this at some point. I can't recall which is the sourdough framework. It's kind of interesting. It goes through the science, if anyone is ever interested in baking bread, and it's open source on GitHub. So.
This is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, if you're ever interested, I'm happy to show you how to build a system.
That'd be cool. Yeah, wait one moment. I'm trying to figure out. I would like to learn that, but right now I am engrossed in this project of evaluating methods of doing the Python documentation of the PDF again.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy to talk to you about that too, especially since you know. Basically, I think that some clever use of containerization can speed up the process a lot. The Python build.
In what way? I mean.
So, for example, there are lots of dependencies that get created during the build process that could probably be, like, basically what I'm suggesting is that if we built an image, it would probably be a big image, but if we build an image that had all the text stuff, the LaTeX stuff already built and ready to roll, then all we would need to do is compile the source for a specific project, and that's a lot faster.
So basically, build a generic like image that's a build environment, and then separately,
yes, exactly.
An image that
like
is the Python documentation.
Yeah, build a image that's specific to this Python document, because LaTeX has lots of. There's a thing that's similar to PyPI for LaTeX, and it's really slow. So when you do imports in LaTeX, it can take a long time.
So one thing I am familiar with is Playwright, and or I can't remember if it's Playwright or Puppeteer. I always get confused. And I do know how to use those. Are you saying it'd be better to just use LaTeX for everything rather than try to scrape like a dev server of the docs running in a container?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So the existing build process for Python is pretty intricate and elaborate, and the way that it, among other things, the way that it creates the LaTeX, it's basically like installing all of the plugins like at runtime. So if we had a container, or if we could build a container on the fly from an image that already had the right dependencies and the compilers installed. It's a little bit like, imagine if before you built the Python docs, you had to compile Python from source and then run Python.
Okay. I think I understand.
Oh, sorry, I should back up. Are you sort of familiar with how compilers? Have you worked with compiled languages before?
A little. I understand the basics.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a. So one reason to do LaTeX will teach you a lot about compilers because there are several different compilers that you can choose from, and for example, most compilers that we use these days are what they call multipass compilers. And so some people like to use the LaTeX single pass compiler, because it basically shows you each step of the compilation. So it's really kind of funny sometimes. You run it the first time and it will fail, and then you run it the second time, and then more things will work, and then you run it, so it shows you how a compiler will go, building up the abstracts and creating, caches for imported library, external dependencies.
Mhm. So if I did want to take on this project, where would I start?
So I think, are you familiar with the dev guide? Have you seen do you know how Python is built?
Yes. Ned actually at PyCon recommended that I try to help out with the dev guide at one point, and I kind of got overwhelmed.
So
Okay, if you'd like, I can help you with the dev guide stuff.
So once again,
latex,
what
or the PDF doc sounds more interesting to me, but the dev guide maybe at some point.
so do you want to use LaTeX or Playwright?
I mean, I know Playwright, but Blaze is
Playwright.
recommending latex.
So
no.
LaTeX
Sorry.
is the thing we got rid of. So if you want to do that, you can do well, basically make, but instead of HTML, do LaTeX. And then
Could I do RST? Like, could I just take it for RST and do
yeah,
something with it?
so Sphinx will take RST and create the LaTeX source.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the make will then actually run LaTeX, or you need to do that yourself.
What is the existing build process for building a PDF, like if you do it manually? Like, or
So
like if you do
this
on
is
your own
it.
from source?
This is the existing process, except it doesn't run on the server anymore.
Mhm.
So there were some
Is it
errors.
because of dependency hell? Or is it?
It's because it takes too long.
Okay.
So yeah, you get that working, and somehow if you make that faster and less expensive,
No.
we
Are you
could
doing a multi-threaded build?
you would need to optimize the LaTeX build,
Yeah.
which
That might be a bit much.
I would
Unless
need to leave you with that. I don't know how that would work.
Mhm.
So
I mean, like, what I'm hearing is kind of like the latex build is already exists and it
Yes.
is functional, but a lot of work would need to go into it to make it ready for running on the server again.
yes.
Okay. I think because I know Playwright and I've worked with it before, I'm partial to working with that over optimizing
100%.
existing. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
agree, for sure.
so then you want to look at the docs build scripts.
Mm-hmm.
See what that does. The build docs.py, quick, blah 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 blah. Yeah, this will build all maintained versions and translations. Well, what's the script like? Yeah,
So you're saying what I build should be a docs build script?
yeah. So eventually you need to put something here so that the PDF documentation is built using this script. Yeah, so somehow put Playwright in here. And maybe you could also put it in the main file, in the make file of Python itself.
Does the make file already include docs build scripts
So in-
functionality?
No, the docs build scripts run CPython's make file. And the make file
Oh,
is
okay.
this. So this has LaTeX. I don't know if it has PDF. Right. So if you build LaTeX, it will just give you the LaTeX sources, and if you do PDF, then or all PDF. No,
PDF LaTeX?
that says make all PDF. That should work, but it doesn't.
Oh, maybe it got dropped in this form.
Oh, maybe the LaTeX build will create the directory that includes a make file again, and then it does the whole PDF.
Yeah, it looks like it does, yes, because it says in that directory run all
yeah,
PDF.
yeah, right. So that's okay. Yeah, but here, here's the HTML thing. So maybe you could add a playwright run in here. Or maybe you could add it to Sphinx itself.
Ooh, an extension to Sphinx.
Ooh.
Like a
So
new
I like
output
that.
format. But the important
also-
stuff is that it gets run from this. So if you put it directly into build.docs.py, that should be perfectly fine.
One consideration that I am thinking of is Playwright is not lightweight. It normally needs a environment on which to. I mean, you can run it headless without a display, but it breaks a bunch of stuff, and I think it still needs at least a virtual frame buffer, if I recall. So that makes running it kind of complicated.
Right. So I don't know what the environment here is, but
Is there? If I wanted to use Docker with Playwright, what would that look like? Where would I put that?
well,
Or is that even possible?
I believe the machine can have. So one thing, LaTeX with all the dependencies that it needs for the docs is pretty heavy itself. So I don't think it would be a problem to install Playwright in a browser on the build machine.
But I'm thinking, like, if someone wants to build it locally, I guess.
Yeah, then they would also need to install Playwright in a browser, or you can build a container with those. You could put that container in. There's a repository for containers. No. CPython dev containers. Okay. Yeah. So eventually, you would put the Docker file in here. But yeah, if you build a container and make it, take the built HTML documentation and spit out PDF, that would be great.
Which would be better overall? Like not in terms of for me to develop. Like which would be easier to implement for the core dev team?
Probably the container.
Okay. I know Docker, so I'm partial to that as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the where the doc building machine is configured. That's probably in PSF salt. No idea.
Oh, the dev container directory should have some files with descriptions, like the manifest and stuff.
No, I don't know. Project Toml.
Oh, we use SaltStack for it? Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Oh, tools requirements txt. Okay, so these are the Python requirements. Probably doesn't list the system requirements. Like what does... that doesn't include PDFs anymore, of course.
In terms of output format, are we thinking like how many documents should it like how many unique files should it output? Should it be the same as it was previously, or should it be organized differently, or
Oh, just go for one.
just go for one? Okay.
Don't complicate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you already have oh no, is the HTML different? Oh yeah, the HTML is different files, but you can also tell Sphinx to build a single file HTML with all the documentation. Let's see.
So I'm looking at the table of contents on the HTML docs.
Right.
I mean, could I just scrape this and go to every link?
No, don't do that.
Really?
So if you look in the make file, you'll see that to build HTML, and this is obfuscated right now, so it does Sphinx build all Sphinx opts, which uses builder. So Sphinx build is the Sphinx build command, and all Sphinx opts is, and it says builder will be HTML. There's a doc treater, so I better, before I run this, I better switch to doc. Right. So Sphinx build builder HTML doc treater blah blah blah. Number of jobs. It's 15. There's paper opt, that's probably for PDF only. Sphinx opts, we don't have any. Sphinx error handling, failure warning, we probably don't want to start with that. The dot is the current directory, the build / HTML is the output, and then there are sources. If we don't have any sources, it'll build everything. Right? And of course I need Sphinx, a new version of Sphinx which lives in bin, right? So let me copy that command. That'll build the normal Sphinx, like the normal HTML documentation. But there are more builders, and I think one of them will give you a single page HTML version. Is there like a list? Of builders? No. Okay. Sphinx list builders. Single HTML. That's it. So instead of HTML, we'll now do single HTML.
And this will is this generating?
And this will generate a single
giant
HTML file.
file?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that would be fairly easy to do Playwright. I mean, all I would have to do is just.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the single HTML thing you can put in the docs make file, just where you have HTML, put in single HTML, also put it in the table of contents in help.
So would I start by making a PR to the docs make file? That's just add single HTML as a build. What does make call them? Target. Or would I do that as one part of it, or part of the main PR?
So keep that local for now.
Okay.
But you know, if we start generating PDFs this way, that would be helpful. So now this now put index.html in this directory. So let me open that in my throwaway browser so I don't crash my main one where I'm streaming. Oh, so index.html apparently is, this is a custom landing page, so that's separate. Then there's download HTML, which is also custom HTML page, so that's separate. And then there's contents HTML.
Oh, I see the scroll bar.
And the scroll bar is tiny.
Yep.
And my memory usage just grew by like several gigabytes.
Oh my goodness. So that is all of the Python documentation for 3.15.
Yes, this is all of the Python documentation, and if I go Control P, yeah, this will load a preview. So if you can get Playwright to make sense of this,
it'll load a preview one day. Oh my goodness, 4,195 pages.
Oh well, it knows the count now.
It's a little less than the PDF documentation or the EPUB documentation.
Interesting. It probably doesn't do page breaks and stuff like that. But
so
yeah,
get Playwright to just do that, and that's easy peasy. Right.
Maybe what you want to do is remove the what's new documents. Oh, this is not clickable. So this has what's new documents for. Of course, it's unresponsive. This has what's new documents for all the Python versions. You might want to omit that somehow. Okay, my browser just crashed. Good thing I'm not doing this in the browser I'm streaming from.
So for that,
how to remove stuff from the docs?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, try to run Playwright. Give it an hour and see if it actually can do something interesting. And then there should be a index somewhere. Contents.rs. No, this one. Yeah. This what's new. Just for testing, remove this what's new. Then you get tutorial using Python, reference, library, extending CPI, installing how to FAQ. And these all should be like the actual documentation.
For testing, can I just remove what's new?
Lop it off and let's see. Oh, this also takes a while.
Where was that file? Contents.rst? Oh, it's in doc. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm following along on my local machine.
And this would be contents HTML. Starts with the tutorial. Yeah, so we can do that, or you can somehow split it in a different way.
Just so you know, my computer just like sort of crashed for a moment, and I missed anything you said in the past 10 seconds.
Sorry,
the
yeah,
Linux
this
low
will
on
happen.
memory.
It'll be a giant PDF. So it's now just 3,000 pages.
Okay, I got a KDE notification. That's the source is Linux kernel apparently, and it says
Ooh.
low on kernel is low on memory. I've never seen that before. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is the
I
trouble
really
with.
am low on memory. I'm using 23 gigabytes out of 32.
Yeah, don't do this.
Ocular is still running in the background. That would do it. It's still loading the PDF. Oh my goodness. The EPUB. It's still loading the original EPUB.
Oh, same
Using
here.
11 gigabytes of memory.
Oh, now it. Okay, I got rid of Ocular.
Yeah, you might want to look at your process manager and kill all the Ocular processes. It's not happy.
Yeah, it's on my other screen.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Note to self: do not open large files in Ocular ever again.
Okay, so if you can get Playwright to render this in some reasonable amount of time, maybe split it into several pages. I don't know.
I mean, Playwright might be able to do it faster because it's not actually rendering it to the screen.
Well, it does need to render it, and rendering to off screen is probably not as optimized.
Really? Well, I guess, yeah, because it's less important to the user.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. Maybe this will need to be split up. I guess that's your project now, and
yeah.
Try to do that. And if you, yeah, so building single HTML, with that can ultimately go in the makefile. And then
Hugo just dropped a makefile snippet that does that.
Yeah, well, copy the HTML thing and replace HTML by single. HTML everywhere. Correct grammar. And there's also a little help here. Put it in there as well. That should do it. Then create the container that will take the HTML file and spit out a PDF, and running that will go into docs build scripts, and I think that's it.
Okay. Wait, if I make a Docker image that what have I done?
So you'll want to make a Docker file, and that will go into CPython dev containers. So we have.
But how do I run a Docker or a Docker container effectively from the from the build scripts?
Don't worry about that for now, I would say.
Okay.
So make a Docker file, make it as simple as possible, and somebody more familiar with the docs build scripts can probably put it in.
Okay. Uh-oh. I made a mistake in the make file. That's the problem. Okay.
And I guess then the rest of the project will be coming up with CSS to make the printout look pretty.
Don't use dark mode, of course, if someone actually does want to print part of it.
Yeah,
I can't imagine someone would print. I can't imagine someone would want to print all of it, but if they want to print like a chapter, don't want to be using.
Oh,
the
so
entire
so the
cartridge.
CSS should apply to the normal documentation. So right, so if I print this,
It should just look like that.
it should
That's how
look
the headers-
pretty. I mean, look at the later PDFs from the earlier versions, and if there's something there that looks better, rewrite that in CSS.
I added Hugo's snippet to the make file, and now the make file says it's broken.
Oh yeah, it's a make file, so you need to use tabs, not spaces.
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting.
I don't know if your editor can insert tabs.
I'm using micro, which is basically just nano, but not as awful, because I don't want to open up VS Code for this. Yep, these are spaces. Okay.
These are tabs. These need to be tab characters, which is
Gotcha,
part of the
gotcha.
reason why everybody hates makefile.
Alright, now I do make-scene. There we go. Works.
Perfect. All right. So I'll leave you with that. If you have any issues, I guess the Discord is open. So.
Thank you. I appreciate all the help and advice and everything. It's really
No
exciting
problem.
to have a project like this.
Right. Does anybody else want help with the project? If not, I'll go back to whatever I was doing before. So I was thinking of just saying, just simplifying this this definition. Where we have this giant thing for names and it's not very clear. So I was thinking to just say names can include any non-ASCII character, and then in a separate section say which names are valid and which are not. And so this would be the lexical definition for names. You have name start, name continue. Name start is letters underscore non-ASCII characters, and name continue is the same thing and numbers as well. And then have a section for non-ASCII characters and names which says what is valid and what is not. And that doesn't really need a formal lexical definition anymore. So we can say something like lexical names non-ASCII refer to that. There. And maybe we can, instead of saying not all characters are valid in names, we can say only a letter like. I'm supposed to use straight quotes in CPython docs. Right? And then we say something like this. Or maybe something like I guess digit as well, which and we say all, I guess all names are converted into the normalization for NFKC, and comparison of identifiers is based on NFKC. Maybe since this is a more in-depth section, we could do an example. Or maybe a note with an example. So what I'm looking for is if I use something that's not NFKC, what would that be?
Like emojis, maybe?
Well, emoji isn't letter-like enough, but I can say x to the nth, like superscript n, and that is of course equivalent to xn. And if I look at globals, I see it's stored as xn.
Oh, I see. So maybe something like Arabic or one of those languages.
Well,
where letters have different shapes.
Arabic normalizes back to Arabic. That's the problem.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, of course it will. Yeah.
But maybe I can do a ligature.
Oh yeah, like S sets in German. The S, is that, I don't, yeah, that thing.
I think the SZ normalizes to itself. That's a normal letter. And of course I can't use the decomposed like the decomposition forms because that's not visible on the screen. would be a good example here. So I could use a ligature like fi, then I could use script L and minuscule e.
Oh wow. Okay.
Something like that.
Maybe some currency. Are there different ways of writing currencies, like pounds or euros? Or,
I think euros. Euros probably a symbol, so you
wow,
can't
okay.
use that as an identifier.
Do you have some kind of a keyboard? How are you creating these characters? It seems like you're just typing them up.
Oh, the compose key.
Memorize. Oh.
So I think that has a Wikipedia entry. Compose key. So if you have a special key on your keyboard called a compose key, you can press composed followed by tilde. Oh, that's not tilde. Tilde n, and you get the tilde above the n. Or you can compose arrows from dash and less than, and so on. I think there's a list of like common ones you can do. Yeah, so all of these, if you remember that, you know, th gives you this thorn character, then you can just write it on the keyboard. And if you use GNOME, then I don't know if it's in settings or tweaks. Like there's a tweak app where you can say, no, they've got moved to settings now, where you can say compose key is print screen. So instead of a print screen, so if I, you know, push the key that's labeled print screen on my keyboard,
That's awesome.
that gives me the compose key. It's really, really useful. Yeah, so that's how I, you know, do these proper quotes that nobody likes seeing in restructured text. It's how I actually write my native language. Since I use an English keyboard, it's how I do arrows, fractions, anything like that. And yes, euros, that's quite useful for that as well. Anyway, where was I? A good example, variable name, which has fi in it, and isn't too surprising. other examples here. Or do we just use, I don't know. I'm also looking at Unicode superscripts and subscripts on Wikipedia. I don't have all of these on my keyboard, but I can. Well, accented vowels will just normalize to themselves.
Oh, I see. This is a different position, like this. Like exponents?
I can.
Are there any physicists in the room? I'm sure they've got that.
Oh yeah, I could do something like the what was it? This? No, but that gets normalized to. Yeah, that keeps the sign on it. Oh, this is not marked down. This is restructured text, right? I need to do code snippet.
The E for Euler's number?
I think we can go with this weird spelling of the number. Now, how do you explain that to people who've never seen normalization?
Yeah, it's like variants are related to each other, or it's like the way of making a correspondence. Some variants, yeah. Keith has an interesting comment in there. He says typographic variants are mapped to the same underlying variable.
It's not all this does, but yeah, we can do that. And should we then go on that, you know, if you use globals and you try to get the variable from there, that's a string that does not get normalized. That should probably be a note.
line 431. Do we want to say not normalization or do not normalize?
Do not. There's too much information for lexical analysis.
Well, this sort of gets into, I mean, maybe. Because now we're starting to get into the sort of like the peculiarities of Unicode. In other words, this information could also be useful in outside of the context of lexical analysis.
I mean, I think this definitely should be somewhere in the documentation.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
And this is probably a pretty good place for it.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey y'all, I'm gonna head out. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for joining us. I hope you come back.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
I suppose if I was looking, if I did a search for Unicode, then this would certainly come up, and it could be useful. I don't know if there's, I don't think we necessarily have like the Pythonista's guide to Unicode anywhere yet. We probably ought to have a document somewhere that's titled something like everything you wanted to know about Unicode in Python, but were afraid to ask.
Oh, well, what do you know? Somebody wrote a pep about that.
Oh, yeah, this is for like the I was going to say, yeah, confusable homonyms. Yeah, oh, this guy, I know this guy.
I've heard of him. All right, so this is a comparison of identifiers based on NFKC. I think we can just leave this out.
Oh. Yeah, so that thing I was talking about already exists. Stan just sent me a link to the Unicode how-to. Python docs Unicode.
Ah, yeah, there's that as well.
In fact, what we may want to do is update the Unicode how-to to include a link to the lexical analysis in case somebody's trying to figure out in case somebody has started there and they're curious about how the parser, I guess the lexer handles.
Oh, right. Yeah. So this how-to dates back to Python 2.
Oh,
and doesn't really cover using non-ASCII characters in variable names. Right, it deals with Unicode strings. That's pretty much it. So this is how you work with Unicode text using Python. Now, not how you write Python with non-ASCII identifiers.
So maybe have something in there that says, basically tells people that you're writing Python code with Unicode, go to this place. Suggestion for the wording. I don't know if you've already seen it, Peter. It's in the stream, chat stream.
Ah, right. Nice.
Okay, no, he likes yours. No, forget it.
Runtime functions that access names using strings do not normalize because they are not. Ah, that is actually good. Right, normalization is done at the lexical level only. Runtime functions that access not names. That take names as strings. How about that? So and the remaining characters must be letter-like or number-like or digit-like. Formally, they must union of sets, right? So all characters in ID start, DB, CM, and MC. There. Now we can remove this formal grammar, which just includes whatever the important part of the formal grammar is, with these sets. And there's also XID start and XID continue. This mixes in the FKC normalization at the parsing level. Yeah, so remove all of this except identifier, right? We still say that identifier is a name except keywords. There. So let me render that and see if that is better than what was there before. Oh, there's a warning. Oh, I removed the what's new from contents. I don't want to do that now. Right, so let's see how that renders. So this is informal. I guess, I hope the quotes make it look informal enough. Names must contain at least one character, have no upper length limit, case of significant. Formally, names are described by the following lexical definitions. And maybe we should introduce identifiers. Where do we introduce identifiers? You have keywords, soft keyword, reserved classes of identifiers. We should probably say something about identifiers, keywords and identifiers here. Or maybe the keyword, maybe we just take this and remove the keyword section. Maybe this non-ASCII characters in names can be moved a little bit down, because I don't think it's as important as keywords and soft keywords to the language.
Yes, absolutely. It's almost like a special case of keywords.
Right. Reserved classes of identifiers and okay, so it belongs here. Right. And now we say identifiers name except keywords, and keywords is defined right after this, which I guess is fine. I guess this this introduction should say something like, if you use non-ASCII characters and names, this section applies to you. Or if you only use these characters and names,
Oh, yeah.
you don't need this section at all.
Right, right, yeah.
And the formal grammar needs a note. Something like this. And unfortunately, we're running out of time. So I'll commit this. I'll put in all the co-authored notes that I have in my comments. And push it so you can take a look at it if you want to find it on my GitHub. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.
Excellent.
Thanks
you.
for your
Thanks,
attention. Unfortunately, I have a meeting coming up right now, so I'll need to go right away. But yeah, thanks for being here. And